So now, what happens? Scottie still faces a felony charge. Between now and June 3rd, there will be conversations happening legally. Does the charge get dropped? Does the charge get lessened? Let's bring in trial attorney and legal analyst Brian Claypool. Brian, without seeing the footage, there are two different vantage points we will see that will be posted to the Louisville Police Department YouTube page. One is of dash cam from another patrol car, and the other is video from across the street. But we don't have the image of what led up to this, so the misunderstanding. How do you see this, the different scenarios playing out? What are the options for Scottie Scheffler and the police department as this gets investigated?
Hey, Marty, nice to see you again. I was disappointed with this press conference. You had the mayor, you had the chief of police saying, hey, this is all about transparency. We owe the public transparency. And then what do? If you're a golf fan, they throw up a triple bogey on a golf hole. I mean, this was really not helpful at all, in my opinion. Why, for example, couldn't they share with the community interviews they've done? I've done a lot of police-involved cases, and police officers, Marnie, are interviewed immediately or no longer than within 24 hours of an incident like this. And they're questioned. What did the police officer say when he was asked about that dialogue with Scottie Scheffler? Isn't that really now the most important part of this investigation? To me, it is. What was discussed? What did the two say? Did the police officer say to Scottie Scheffler, there was a death involved? Don't turn through here. We don't know that. We should know that. And another thing is, if you don't have the body cam footage, and it's a violation of policy, that really deprives Scottie Scheffler of a constitutional right to defend these charges. And I think what the prosecutors should do is lessen these charges. In order to prove a second-degree assault, Marnie, the prosecutors have to prove that Scottie Scheffler intentionally caused serious bodily injury to a police officer. And where do we see any evidence of, where do we have any intent of Scottie Scheffler to harm this police officer? One last point I want to make that needs to be discussed by the police department is another violation of policy. That is that a police officer is trained not to grab on to a moving vehicle. So if the evidence here from witnesses is that Scottie is turning to go through the barricade and then the police officer grabs onto his car and then is hurt, that is not going to fly in a court. Because Scottie Scheffler didn't intend to harm the officer, and the officer shouldn't have grabbed a moving vehicle.
Based on what they did not say, and we're hearing from the mayor, we're hearing from the police department, we're not hearing from the prosecutor, you think this gets dropped, Brian?
I think what you might see, Marnie, is I looked it up, maybe a simple assault charge. Simple assault in Kentucky is the most you can get in jail is 90 days. It's likely to be community service for Scottie Scheffler. So I would be shocked if these charges are not reduced to something like a simple assault where there's no intent to harm somebody seriously, or possibly a concurrent reckless driving charge as well. But look, even with that, Marty, you saw the video, right? They started off this press conference by saying, it's dark out, it's rainy,
right.
Put yourself...
Clouds all judgment, clouds all judgment. Brian, I'm out of time. We're up against a commercial break, but thank you for jumping on this. There is no body camera footage. We'll see what happens in court if these charges are reduced. Appreciate your time, sir. We'll be right back.